Hello everyone, this is Carla from Art with Katie. Welcome back to my channel. If you guessed that this is a plan with me video, you're absolutely right. The time of the month has come to take out our notebooks, stationery supplies, and plan for a great new month. The first quarter of the year is past us. Spring is in full swing. Or if you live close to me, it appears that we're in the middle of summer, but that's a whole other topic for another video and probably another channel. Anyways, if you're coming back to visit me for another video, thank you so much, you rock. And for those of you who don't know who I am or what I do, now you know that my name is Carla and I'm here to share with you on our beautiful community everything that I know about organization and productivity through bullet journaling, at the same time that I teach you what I know about art, drawing, doodling, and stationery. If you like any of the things that I just mentioned, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's different playlists in this channel and one of them is dedicated to plan with me videos that can give you lots of theme ideas for your bullet journal. You'll see one about traditional Japanese art, another one about Mendy art, I have Bauhaus, I have Mexican art Untitled, and many others. And since last year I did Made for Memory Lane theme in my bullet journal, meaning that I use all of those amazing anime drawings that I find in Pinterest and print for my notebooks, this year I'm going to dedicate my theme to one of my favorite art movements, pop art. In case you don't know what pop art is, let me tell you that it is an art movement born in the US and the UK at the end of the 1950s. And it was meant to challenge traditional art by including popular mass culture imagery such as advertising, comic books, and everyday objects. You already know how comic books are something that I love and adore, so I'm extremely excited about this topic. It's going to be awesome and I'll keep it simple. I promise that I'll try to keep it simple. I'll be using images of great pop art artists and you'll find every image that I use in my Pinterest board. If you've been liking and complimenting my makeup, thank you so much. And if you didn't notice it before, I know you did now. As much as painting and drawing, I see makeup as an art form. For this month's video, I follow a tutorial by Moni Yaka, another makeup artist that I admire. So make sure to check out her video and her channel. Before we start planning, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share my video with someone that you know that's gonna love and appreciate it. You can also find me in my Facebook and Instagram pages where I publish every now and then. I'll leave them somewhere around here. Now that we're ready, bring a snack, something to drink, your notebook, and all your materials. Let's get to work. I'll see you at the end of the video. Emerging in the mid-1950s in Britain and late 1950s in America, pop art reached its peak in the 1960s. As you know, it began a revolt against the dominant approaches of art and culture and traditional views of what art should look like and be. Many artists felt that what they were taught at art school and what they saw in museums did not have anything to do with the modern world, their lives, or the things they saw around them every day. That is why they decided to turn to sources they could relate to, such as Hollywood movies, advertising, product packing, pop music, and even comic books. In 1957, pop artist Richard Hamilton listed the characteristics of pop art in a letter to his friends, the architects Peter and Allison Smithson. Pop art is popular, designed for large audience, transient, short-term solution, expendable, easily forgotten, low cost, mass-produced, young, witty, sexy, gimmicky, glamorous, and a big business. And he was right in a lot of ways. Now, critics were horrified by the pop artist's use of such low subject matter and by their apparently uncritical treatment of it. Pop took art into new subject areas and developed new ways of presenting art. Pop art can be seen as one of the first manifestations of postmodernism. Now, I find beauty in all types of art: traditional, modern, contemporary, and I like reproducing what I think it's beautiful, regardless of who created it and when it was created. You can see that I have themes that cover this, such as one of my favorite artists, Salvador Dali. There's a video that I did for him because I admire immensely what he did. But I also have a couple of art traditional videos, such as Japanese traditional art and Egyptian art. So make sure to look this up. And while we're at this, I wanted to make sure that we understand the difference between contemporary art and pop art. Contemporary art is the art of now. It was a movement that covered a wide range of globally influenced, culturally diverse works in a wide variety of media. It went from paintings to photography to sculpture and a lot of other things. The word contemporary basically means in our lifetime. So contemporary art can be classified as anything created now. But now can be different for any of us, depending of where we are, where we're living, our lifestyle, which is why contemporary art is frequently classified as having begun at the end of the postmodernist period, sometime between the 1960s to 1970s. Pop art, on the other hand, is a bit more specific. It should have bright colors, deeply contrast mediums, and juxtaposition of objects, making the movement narrower in scope than its bigger, more diverse, broader. As we covered before, pop art gained popularity in the 1950s and the 1960s. In its early stages, it used media that was unusual at the time, incorporating newspaper cuttings, magazine photographs, comic strips, and even food wrappers to create a composition, with traditional paint, pencils, and ink added to help bind the individual pieces together. But as most art forms, the style began evolving, with a real link to the kind of bold images, colors, and type seen in the new era of products available to consumers after the Second World War. In comparison to contemporary art, pop art has bred artists that may not be as recognizable as big-name artists. But the influence of pop art is far-reaching and often more memorable. Even the most anti-art people on the planet can recognize pop art and will have had some exposure to Andy Warhol at some point in their lives. And the British-born New York resident is probably the most famous pop art pioneer ever to have lived. And he is in fact the perfect example of this movement. Warhol could easily be classified as a contemporary artist, and some of his work easily falls into more generic categories that would suit contemporary art. But it's his bright, bold, and daring works that he's remembered for, from the totally ordinary tin of Campbell's soup to the extraordinary bold color prints of Marilyn Monroe. Warhol's collections of screen prints, paintings, and mixed media pieces don't just fall into the pop art category, but define it, and are still influencing designs and art to this day. So the difference here between contemporary art and pop art is that pop art is a little easier to define. Contemporary art, on the other hand, is still evolving and becoming subject to new styles, and it's even emerging into digital art. While pop art is basically over, since its trailblazers are no longer with us to continue creating such colorful imagery, although modern pop art is certainly possible. Pop art has definitely left an impact in the world. Many of us celebrate it and even try to recreate it. But one of the things that I want to discuss with you is the slight differences there are between American pop and British pop art. Although both are inspired by similar subjects, British pop and American pop are slightly different from one another. Mainly because pop art in Britain was fueled by American popular culture, viewed from a distance, while the American artists were inspired by what they saw and experienced living within the culture. In the US, pop style was a return to representational art, which is the kind of art that depicts the world around us, after the painterly looseness of abstract expressionism. Pop artists also wanted to move away from the emphasis on personal feelings and personal symbolism that characterized abstract expressionism by using impersonal, mundane imagery. In Britain, the movement had a more academic approach. It employed irony and parody. It focused more on what American popular imagery represented and its power in manipulating people's lifestyles. I personally love pop art because of its color and boldness. And it definitely transports me into a world that's fantastic, and familiar. And apparently I'm making it a custom that I lose part of my footage for these videos. Thank you for understanding that I do the best that I can, and what I want is to share with you everything that I think is of value in the world of art. Thank you for staying at the end of the video for my final thoughts. But before I tell you mine, I'd like to hear yours. Please leave a comment letting me know what was your favorite spread for the month. And now that you saw it and loved it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share it with someone you know is gonna like it, as well as making sure that you're subscribed to my channel so that you know every time I publish a new video. Themes such as these are so inspiring to me. They're bold and bright, and they seem to represent everything that's right. Let's do a final flip through before we go. Alright everyone, this is it for this month's Hello Again May Let's Pop Art and Plan Together a New Month video. I hope that you loved it as much as I did. Out of all the art movement videos that I've done, the one that has gotten the most attention has been Plan Like an Egyptian with me. And I can blame you, that video was pretty awesome. But I'd like to know what other art movements you're interested in. I'd love to know, so please make sure to leave a comment. Is it Dada, Impressionism, Cubism, maybe something like minimalism or op art? I'd love to know what it is that you like so that I can create content that you value and appreciate. Your opinion is very, very important to me. So leave me a comment and let me know what your favorite art movement is, or what art movement you like to see represented in our bullet journals. Now the time to say goodbye has come, and I'll see you on my next video. Keep creative, keep safe, and always, always be kind. I'll see you real soon. Bye!
Please like and share my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time!